for their participation in Morse High School basketball. And Joe, it's an honor well deserved.
It sure is.
Tonight here at the Bath Junior High School. As a matter of fact, they've heated up the auditorium end of the gymnasium here. And right now, Tommy Maines getting set for the presentation. You see Tommy on the floor. Barry LaRochelle and Neil LaRochelle being honored here this evening prior to the tip-off of tonight's ball game between Morse and Waterville. Mary and Neil LaRochelle involved with Morse High School basketball for quite some time. Both Morse and Waterville have been on the floor for about 10 minutes warming up. They'll go through another 5 minutes or so of pregame warm-ups before we do get to the tap-off this evening. And Joe, as far as both of these teams are concerned, we alluded to it just a few minutes ago, but a lot of people are expecting big, big things out of both clubs.
They sure are. I think that Waterville, defending state champion, a lot of pressure on it. They've got a big height advantage and a big experience advantage going into tonight. For Morse, they graduated 4 starters. Troy Chaput and Gary Skillings and Tommy Dory. They were all pressed into service when Paul Bushy was down with an injury last year. So they saw some action. They started a couple of games. But all in all, they did not have the experience of Waterville. However, they've been working very hard. They've had 2 or 3 good scrimmages against both freshmen. And so they've done pretty well. And they had a game against the alumni, and they did very well in that. It's the first time that they've ever beaten them. And they have a lot of quickness, not a lot of height. They have to shoot well, and they have to exploit the advantages that they gain with their quickness. Waterville, we understand Dick Whitmore has been down with the mononucleosis, and that could be tough on him. He really hasn't been back that much. And Morse likes to play a full court press. They like to trap in the backcourt, and they like to put heavy pressure on the inbound pass. So they play full court defense. From what we saw in Waterville last year, the state championship game against Sullivan, the only chance we had to get in there one time. They play the half court, and they trap the ball in the half court. But Tom said on the radio this morning that what they do very well, but they run a simple offense and defense. And of course, it's a little more complicated. They try to get a isolate or one-on-one advantage with either Joey Foley or Derek Ross. And it's going to be a good one.
Waterville, the defending state champions, as we have mentioned. Morse coming out of that tournament last year in Western Maine, losing to South Portland. And talking with Tommy Maines yesterday, Joe, he was telling me that he knew he was going to have a good basketball team this year when the next morning, after losing to South Portland in that Western Maine tournament, his ball players were out practicing at the YMCA at 10 a.m.
That's right. They just don't quit. He's got a good program going. He's a good coach. His kids play. They put out they do everything that he asks of them, and he's got basketball going in this town from the first grade right on up to where it culminates in the varsity. And his program is strong. It's one of the strongest, if not the strongest, that I have ever seen.
A sidelight to this evening's game is the fact that Tommy Maines, just a few years ago, prior to coming to Morse, was the head basketball coach of Waterville High School, where he built what is now a very good basketball program, obviously having won the state championship last year. And Tommy was telling me that he had a tear or two in his eye last year when Waterville did win that state championship, because he almost hated leaving Waterville, and he probably only left for the Morse job, which is considered one of the best in the state of Maine.
Yeah, that's true. He built that system, and we're having a little bit of technical difficulty here. Oh, okay. He built that system, and all the kids that are playing even here tonight, he knows those kids. He, let's face it, he was the coach there before he was here. So he, in fact, knows both systems, really.
Tommy Maines, the head coach of the Morse High Shipbuilders. For the Waterville Purple Panthers, it's Kenny Lindloff, and Ken has done a good job with Waterville over the past few seasons. As for Waterville themselves, they have some big guys up front. Kevin Whitmore is one of them. Kevin's 6'3", and if you listen to our football coverage on the radio this fall, you know that Kevin was one of the stars of the Waterville football team.
Probably.
In addition to Whitmore, also you have a fellow by the name of Jobber, and anyone who is familiar with Waterville High athletics knows that the Jobber name is synonymous with basketball, taking them way back in the 40s when they were New England champions. And I'm speaking tonight of Joe Jobber, who is a 6'2" senior. He'll be one of the big guys up front. Also, Eric Brown, a 6'2" senior. So, Joe, they're big up front, and what it is tonight is Waterville's size against Morse's quickness.
That's exactly it. Tom said that on the radio this morning, and he knows the game of basketball better than any of us, but that's exactly what it is. Their size against Morse's lightning quickness. What Morse really has to do is exploit the weaknesses they create with that quickness. And I think that Morse is going to have to shoot well if they're going to win this game, but they're going to create a lot of turnovers.
We're getting set for the starting lineups to be announced for this very large crowd here at the Bath Junior High School tonight. It was expected, and the end bleachers, the auditorium bleachers, have been opened up for this evening's game. Both clubs are out on the floor getting set here for the starting lineups in what should be a very exciting basketball game. And those of you that are just joining us, we welcome you to WJTO and Casco Cable TV local coverage of high school basketball this winter. We have a full slate of action scheduled for you, 16 games in all, as a matter of fact, featuring teams from Mount Ararat, Brunswick, and, of course, Morse High School. Right now, the crowd is standing as we get set for the playing of the national anthem here at the Bath Junior High School. Performed by the Morse High School Pep Band, and you can feel the excitement in the air here this evening at the Bath Junior High School as these clubs get set to do battle tonight. If you are just tuning in to Casco Cable 13, we're a little bit late getting started because the JV game got done about 25 minutes ago. It went into double overtime, and Morse eventually won it by the score of 67-59 in what was an exciting ball game. Right now, public address announcer giving the starting lineups for the Waterville Purple Panthers. And Dickie Whitmore will be starting here this evening. Whitmore has been out with mononucleosis for the past few weeks, and he has missed some practices, so it remains to be seen how much Whitmore will play tonight. Joe Jobber's number being called now, wearing 44 for the Purple Panthers from Waterville High School. Eric Brown now getting the call. Brown, one of the tight ends for the Purple Panther football team this year, and he was very effective doing that. He's also a very good basketball player. And Kevin Whitmore, the last player to be named for the Panthers for their starting lineup. Now for Morse High School. And see, the crowd is standing up in anticipation of the announcement of the starting lineup for the Shipbuilders. Tommy Dorian getting his name called first. Tommy is a junior, 6 feet. Troy Chaput will be another starter. Joe Colley, one of the best guards in the state of Maine on the Morse roster, and you'll be hearing his name a lot this evening. Rick Renning getting his number called. Out goes Troy Chaput.
You can see there's not really a lot of height there, just a lot of quickness.
Joe, a little something that surprises me right off the bat. We have starting at one of the guard positions, Matt Skillings. I was under the impression that Dorian, Chaput, and Colley would be the guards, but apparently Tommy has decided to go with Matt Skillings, a junior, 5'11".
Well, he can go into his bench all the way, and that's what he'll do. Really, it's academic who starts because they will all play quite a bit.
Gary Agger and Dana Anderson are our two officials for this evening's game as we get set for the tip-off of the opening game of the 1985-86 high school Class A basketball season as we tip it off from the Bath Junior High School. Derek Hodge jumps center for the Shipbuilders, and he is a tremendous leaper. Jarber will jump against him. A lot of people will be surprised if Hodge doesn't win the tap. He'll win a lot of them this year. Hodge does control the tap, but Waterville gets the basketball. Mike Smith puts it out in front to Dickie Whitmore. Tricky dribbles, looks inside, passes it to his brother Kevin, who pops. Pass. Waterville gets on the board first this evening, 2-0. And Morse has the basketball now. That's Tommy Dorian. Tommy over to Chaput. Chaput to Skillings, who fires. It's in and out. Rebound controlled by Redding, who loses the ball to Jobber, and Jobber dishes off to Whitmore. Pass is thrown up the court to Brown, who cannot control it. Morse has the basketball, trailing 2-0 here. We're just underway at the junior high school in Bath. Little pop shot is up and in. And scoring that one was Skillings.
Gary Skillings, right. Nice inside dribble and put up a nice soft shot.
So Skillings gets the first basket of the year for the Shipbuilders, and Skillings has the basketball now into Hodge. It's up, it's off, no good. Being fought for. Whitmore now has it for the Purple Panthers. Goes over to Kevin Whitmore, into Jobber from 10 feet. It's off the iron and no good. Rebound is controlled by Dorian. Dorian over to Chaput, who looks inside, can't find it. It went back out to Dorian, who drives the lane, and it's no good. Traveling is called on Dorian. 2-2 our score, 6:41 remaining here in the first quarter from the Bath Junior High School. Brown getting set to take it out, dishes it off to Dickie Whitmore, one of the better guards in the state of Maine. Whitmore over the timeline. Over to Mike Smith. Smith looks. Now fires over to Brown. Brown's looking to get it to Jobber, but can't find him. Smith has it back out front. Throws it over to Jobber. Now back to Dickie Whitmore. Whitmore looking over the court. Fires it inside. Shot is up and off. No good. Whitmore. Brown gets that rebound, and Brown scores the points for Waterville, who now leads 4-2.
Nice position on the offensive boards by Waterville.
Chaput has it for Morse. Now over to Skillings. It's up. It's off the iron and no good. Rebound controlled this time by Joe Jobber. Outlet pass goes to Smith. Up to Kevin Whitmore, who drives. It's up and off the glass. No good. Derek Hodge has the ball. Mr. Excitement for the Shipbuilders. He fires. It's no good. A charge. Hodge is called for the charge.
That was nice position by Dickie. He had it all the way. It was a good call.
So Waterville will get the basketball. Both teams a little bit tight, this being the first game of the season. Checking in now for the Purple Panthers is Mister. He'll replace Dickie Whitmore. I'm sure Kenny Lidloff will keep a close eye on Whitmore throughout the ball game tonight. Pass goes up to Kevin Whitmore. He dishes it off to Jobber, off the glass and in. Waterville leads by 4, 6-2 here in the first quarter. Skillings has the basketball. Now over to Tommy Dorian. Dorian looks inside, dishes back off to Skillings. Skillings. It's outside. Shot is no good. Rebound fought for. It's loose. Now controlled by Jarber. And Jarber gives it to Mike Smith. Smith losing control of the basketball. And it is recovered by Tommy Dorian. Tommy is one-on-one with Smith, who steals it. Now he goes back. And it is no good. Shot was taken that time by Skillings. Ball is loose, and it goes out of bounds, and it'll be Waterville basketball. Play a little bit rough here, Joe, in the first quarter.
Yeah, very rough. Right now, Waterville is controlling both boards, and that's the difference in the game.
Eric Brown getting set to take it out for the Purple Panthers. Hands it off to Smith, and it is tipped back out of bounds by Tommy Dorian. So it'll be Waterville basketball. We have 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 6-2, Waterville leading. Larry Bovine along with Joe Shermacharo. Mike Smith with the basketball for the Panthers. It's off. Shot is up and no good. A foul called. Fouled in the act of shooting was David Misner, a junior for the Purple Panthers.
Right now it's a game of the boards, and Waterville is beating Morse to the boards with their superior height.
This will be a two-shot foul for Dave Misner, with Waterville leading 6-2 and 4:56 remaining.
Both teams a little tight, really.
Shot is up and good for Misner, now 7-2 in favor of Waterville.
3 turnovers committed by each side.
Shot is up and it's good. So your count is 8-2 in favor of Waterville. Tommy Dorian with the basketball, looking inside. Now dishes it off to Matt Skillings. Skillings over to Chaput. Pardon me, that is not Chaput. That is Joe Collin. And now we've got a whistle.
And it's a foul against Mike Smith. So it'll be Dorian taking it out on the near sideline.
Dorian calls for the break, still looking. Finally dishes it off to Skillings and right back quickly to Dorian. Dorian in the corner to Joe Colley. Back to Dorian. It's inside. Redding is up and off the glass, no good. Hodge controls the rebound. He fires up. It's no good again. It's controlled by Morse, and that is up and off, no good. 3 shots at the basket and no good for Morse. Joey Jarber with the basketball, dishes it off now to Mike Smith. Back to Jarber, who takes the 15-footer. Swish. And Tommy Maines calls the timeout, and the score is Waterville 10 and Morse 2. We have a break in the action, so let's take a 30-second timeout as you watch and listen to basketball from WJTO and Casco Cable TV.
One call from you sets Domino's Pizza in motion. From that moment on, we do everything to make sure your hot, delicious, custom-made pizza is delivered to your door in less than 30 minutes. Domino's Pizza delivers.
Right where you want it to be. Domino's Pizza delivers. One call does it all.
It's tucked in, right next door to Newberry. It's not a secret. At J&H Seafood, we have one of the largest selections of seafood available, brought in fresh every day by local fishermen. And our seafood is kept fresh in our large ice case. We also have live lobsters. Our prices are reasonable, and we give our customers the friendly service and attention of a family business.
But what I like best about J&H Seafood is the lobster.
Back to the action. Morse missed a shot. Waterville has the basketball now, and Waterville looked as though they almost threw it out of bounds, but the official says that it was off the Morse player, so Waterville will keep possession of the basketball, and Joe Morse is stone cold to open the game.
Yeah, they can't buy a basket right now, and Waterville is hitting the basket, and they're hitting the nets.
Kevin Whitmore has it. Back over to Misner. Misner under control. Back in the corner to Whitmore from 15. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound is controlled by Derek Hodge. Hodge over to Dorian. Dorian gets over the timeline easily. From 17 feet, it's off the iron and no good for Dorian. Rebound controlled by Jarber. The outlet pass goes to Misner. Misner back to Jarber in the corner, loses control of the ball, and it is off of Danny Lounsbury,
who has come in for Rick Redding. And right now, I'd say that Waterville is handling Morse's quickness quite well so far.
Waterville leads the ball game 10-2. If you're just joining us, local high school basketball this evening on Casco Cable 13 as WJTO Radio and Casco Cable bring you local high school basketball this winter, and we're glad that you could join us this evening. Waterville with the basketball. Kevin Whitmore throws it up. It's no good. Rebound controlled by Eric Brown. He's looking, still can't put it up. He finally does and misses, and then right there to put it in was Paul Gursky for the Panthers, who now lead by 10, 12-2. Tommy Dorian. And Matt Skilling's doing most of the ball control for Morse here this evening. Right now with the basketball. And driving is Colley. Throws it up. It's no good. And we've got a foul being called on Dickie Whitmore. That'll be a two-shot foul.
He did not have the position. And Joey Colley will go to the line for 2 shots. Right now, Colley is being defensed very well, and he is a good portion of their offense. They're covering him quite tight, and he has not had the opportunities to open up with his shots.
Crowd is subdued here at the Bath Junior High with Waterville taking this quick lead. Free throw is good for Colley. Makes the score 12-3. We have 2:51 remaining in the first quarter. And Colley will get a second. Dribbles the ball 3 times. He dips. He shoots. It's good. 12-4, and we have a substitution. And coming in now is Casey Green for the Shipbuilders, and checking out of the game will be Matt Skillings. Eric Brown will take the basketball out for Waterville. Calls for the break. Finally gets it out, and it is controlled by Dave Misner. Misner back over to Whitmore. Hasn't crossed the timeline, and that's a carry for Whitmore.
He looks a little out of shape. He's making those kind of mistakes when you don't play for a while.
Tommy Dorian with the basketball, goes in the corner, drives baseline, dishes it off. Hodge has it and then loses control. And the official has blown his whistle.
Misner on the foul, hacking against Derek Hodge, and Hodge in the act of shooting apparently, so he'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Foul called against one of the big men for Waterville inside. And Hodge is at the foul line. Tommy Maines, basketball coach for Morse, was telling me yesterday he thinks Derek Hodge is the best basketball player in the state of Maine. Hodge misses that free throw. And he's being recruited by some of the big-name schools already. Of course, they can't talk to him.
He's awful quick.
Still young, a junior. Free throw is missed once again by Hodge. Whitmore with the basketball, and he is fouled as he tries to bring it up the court. And the foul was called on Danny Doherty.
Danny Cooper.
Danny Cooper. Why do I always say Doherty? I'm always thinking football, Joe.
Yeah. That was his number.
That's right. That was his number. Waterville gets the basketball, and this is Dave Misner with it. He's working with Dorian on him. Over to Whitmore. Whitmore passes it over to Gursky. Gursky inside, attempted to throw it to Brown, but it was tipped out of bounds by one of the Morse players. So
Hodge got a hand on it, but to no avail, it went out of bounds.
So Waterville will take it out of bounds, and it goes over to Dickie Whitmore. Whitmore playing with the basketball, going against Joe Colley. Goes over to Kevin Whitmore, who fires it up from 10. It's no good. Rebound is controlled by Colley. Colley brings it up quickly. And he loses control of it, and it goes off of Eric Brown, and Morse will have the basketball. Morse looking a little shaky here in this first quarter.
They're not really taking advantage of the mistakes that Waterville is making, and Waterville is more than holding their own.
Troy Chaput checks into the game for the Shipbuilders, and out goes Joe Colley. Now coming into the game for Waterville is Mike Smith, and out will come Dave Misner. So both coaches are shuffling their guards a little bit. Derek Hodge with it. Now gives it over to Chaput. Chaput to Dorian. Dorian drives towards the lane and is fouled out front. And the foul is being called
on Dickie Whitmore once again. Dorian was on a drive and he made the basket, but I do not think it will count. It doesn't. They'll take it out on the far sideline.
1:57 remaining in the first quarter. Waterville leading 12-4. With the basketball is Casey Green. Chaput has it. He's looking over to Dorian. Passes to Dorian. Dorian drives, dishes it off. Basket is up and an in and out for Cooper. Now it's back up and off, no good. Brown has it. And a foul is going to be called against Morse and Casey Green.
Yeah, this is what I mean. They get in there into the basket, and they're not hitting the basket. And let me see, is Waterville in the bonus? I'm not. They'll be in the bonus next time around.
Both clubs have 4 fouls against them. The 5th foul means the 1-and-1 situation. Mike Smith with the basketball for Waterville, and it is deflected.
Threw it away.
And apparently he did throw it away. It wasn't touched by Morse, so the Shipbuilders will have the basketball, finding themselves trailing by 8 points.
They're getting their share of the ball, but they're not putting it in the hoop.
Dorian has it. Now over to Hodge. Hodge goes with the basketball inside. Soft touch, but it's off, no good. Jarber controls the board. Driving it up is Waterville. Whitmore has it, loses control, gets it back. Jarber has it, dishes it off. The shot is up and no good by Brown. And Derek Hodge with the board. Outlet pass goes quickly up to Chaput. And the ball goes out of bounds, and it'll be Morse basketball. 1:04 remaining here in the first quarter.
Nice play by Chaber on the block.
Casey Green with the basketball. Dorian has it now, and he'll drive, and a push is going to be called by the official.
And that'll put Morse in the bonus situation. So it'll be a 1-and-1. Now they've got it on the out of bounds, but according to the official clock, it's a shooting foul.
Should be a 1-and-1 situation, and indeed it is.
Morse is moving the ball around well enough, but they're just not getting it into the hoop. But they are creating a lot of fouls.
Tommy Dorian is at the foul line. It's up and good, so he'll get the bonus shot. And it's now 12-5 in favor of Waterville. Dorian gets the ball. 2 dribbles. He pumps and fires. It's in and out, no good. Eric Brown controls the rebound. Over to Mike Smith. Mike will bring up the basketball over the timeline. Looks inside, fires for Jarber. Jarber throws it right back out to Eric Brown. They may go for the final shot here with 50 seconds remaining. Mike Smith with it. Keeps it out front to Gursky. Gursky over 6 feet for Waterville. Waterville controlling it out front, waiting for the final shot. Goes in the corner to Brown. He's 10 feet out, but he doesn't shoot. Now goes over to Misner. Misner has the basketball, being pressured by Casey Green, and is finally fouled by Casey.
Well, that'll put them in the bonus situation, so he'll go to the line.
Joe, what about this start for the Shipbuilders?
Well, it's early. 12-5 is a 7-point.
Going to shoot the foul shots is Dave Misner. And coming into the game right now for the Shipbuilders.
This is the key right here. They've got Cawley pretty well tied up, and they play an awful good half-court defense. Very, very tight.
Misner's foul shot is no good, but the board is controlled by Joe Jarber of Waterville. It's off, no good again. Rebound controlled by Chaput. Over to Dorian. Dorian is looking over the court. Good court presence, but Tommy throws it high and over the head of Joe Cawley. It goes out of bounds, and Waterville will have the final shot here in the first quarter. Eric Brown throws it into Mike Smith. 14 seconds remaining. Smith still in backcourt, and he's pressured, and a foul being called against Troy Chaput, so it'll force another 1-and-1 situation.
Yeah, not only that, but Peter Gursky was way down court all alone. Had he seen him, it would have been an easy 2-pointer. So Smith will go to the line for 2. Right now, the Shipbuilders are playing very shabby. An unexpected first quarter.
Up at the foul line for the Purple Panthers is Mike Smith, a 5'10 senior. He dips, fires, it's good. 13-5. Waterville leading by 8. And 11 seconds remaining. A few dribbles for Smith. Looks at the basket, dips and fires. It is in.
Danny Cooper will replace Derek Hodge and give him a rest.
Giving him a rest here late in the first quarter. So Morse inbounds it. Tommy Dorian has it with 9 seconds remaining. 14-5. Waterville leading. Dorian throws it over to Chaput. Chaput drives. The shot is up. It's no good, and we've got a foul called underneath, and it'll be whistled against the Morse ball player inside.
It was Cooper over the back. Boy, that hurts.
Certainly
1 second
does.
to go. And Jaber had the position on the inside. He'll go to the line.
Joe Jarber at the foul line for Waterville with just 1 tick of the clock remaining in the first quarter. Jarber, 3 dribbles, looks and fires. It is good. 15-5. Waterville off to a 10-point lead here in the first quarter. And Jarber will get the bonus. With the dribbles, he dips, he shoots. It's good. So Waterville has built a 16-5 lead, and we've completed 1 quarter of basketball. So at the end of the first quarter, Waterville 16, Morse 5. We'll be back with the second quarter from Bath Junior High School, but first this timeout as you listen to basketball on WJTO and Casco Cable 13.
I'm hungry and feel like having something delicious.
So do I. Let's go to Dinelli's. I think I'll have pizza.
I think I'll have antipasto.
No, maybe I'll have spaghetti.
You know, the best decision we've made was to eat here at Dinelli's.
This evening's game is being brought to you in part by Dinelli's on Route 1 in Woolwich. And Joe, Dinelli's is a place we certainly know well.
Very well. Good pizza, delicious. One of the big things that we have to say here, Derek Hodge jump center. Okay, they lost the first one, so there's a new rule in effect. No more traditional jump center at every quarter break. Just the first one, and then you alternate.
Morse will have the basketball to start the second quarter. Long bomb is in, and Joe Colley.
He's capable of that.
16-7. Morse trailing by 9, and I would expect Morse will put some pressure on, and sure enough, Morse will start the second quarter with the pressure. Whitmore will inbound it, fires it line to his brother Dick, who gets the easy layup, and it's fouled by Joe Colley. And Joe, I have to think that Waterville, in anticipation of this, did a lot of practicing against the all-court pressure.
Oh, I'm sure. They really made that one look like a piece of cake. He had Colley beat by about 3 feet, and Colley really made a mistake by fouling him because he had the basket. There was no way he was going to stop it.
Whitmore with the foul shot. It's off the rim and no good. Hodge controls the rebound. Ball is controlled by Joe Colley. Morse trailing 18-7. With the basketball, Chaput looking to do something with it. Can't find anyone. Now dishes it off to Hodge. Hodge goes towards the basket, throws it out. The basket is good, and a foul is called on Mike Smith. And Mike looks at the official as to say, hey, I didn't do a thing.
Well, Hodge is capable of that. He's playing a new position this year, forward, and he's not, they've got to get him the ball more often, that's all. As center, he was always inside. They knew where he were. They just have to learn his position.
Free throw, no good. Hodge stone cold on the free throw line. 18-9. Waterville leading in the game. Whitmore brings the ball up, dishes it off to Smith, back to Whitmore, who fires. It's off and no good. Rebound controlled by Chaput, the senior. Up to Tommy Dorian. Dorian goes into the corner, goes cross court. The ball is thrown up and good by Joe Colley. So Colley begins to get the hot hand a little bit. That makes the score 18-11 in favor of the Purple Panthers. Mike Smith, tricky dribbling a little bit, gets across the timeline, and a block is called on Dorian, and the crowd doesn't like it, getting on the official. But Tommy didn't have position.
I guess not, but I did see Smith push off on him.
6:56 remaining in the second quarter. Waterville leading 18-11.
Gary Agger is the official, and he made the call.
Smith looks, he dips, he shoots. It's good.
Nice shot. They play, right now Waterville is beating them on the defense. They play a very tight defense. and the shipbuilders are not moving the ball around as well as they should.
Smith with his second free throw makes it, and the score now 20-11. Dorian with the basketball. He's working against Smith. Ball goes into the corner to Colley. He fires from 16. It's good. Colley's got the hot hand right now for the shipbuilders. 2013, Morse trailing by 7. Dickie Whitmore with the basketball. Stolen by Colley at midcourt. Colley gets back under control. Over to Chaput, who fires off the back of the rim. No good. Jobber with the board. Throws it up. Stolen by Hodge, and it went off the leg of Dickie Whitmore. They're saying it went off the leg of Hodge, apparently.
Yeah,
and Waterville will get the ball.
He touched the ball, so it's Waterville's ball. The official right on the play. And 2013, this is the closest Morse has been for a few minutes.
Skillings just checked into the game for Morse. Whitmore working on Skillings. Into the corner. Goes to Eric Brown. Back out front. Now back into the corner to Dickie Whitmore, who throws it up. It's off, no good. We've got a whistle. We'll see who the foul is called against. Looks as though it's going to be against Rick Redding.
It's against Waterville.
He's going to call a charge against Dickie Whitmore.
Yeah, and that's his third, and that's going to hurt them. He'll be the first player in foul trouble.
2013 is the score. 6:10 remaining in the second quarter from the Bath Junior High School. Morse trailing by 7, and Redding will go to the foul line with a 1-and-1 opportunity.
And Whitmore had to come out.
Whitmore, kind of an awkward-looking free throw shot. Doesn't even hit iron, and Waterville will have the basketball.
Morse really is not shooting well from the foul line. They missed 5 out of 6.
And that's something the good coaches like Tommy Maines and Kenny Lindlof take a lot of pride in their free throw shooting.
Now, as a rule, they shoot very well on the foul line.
Whitmore puts it in bounds to Dave Misner. Misner working against Chaput, gets it over the timeline. Over to Whitmore, a bomb. It's off the rim and no good. Hodge with the rebound, throws it up quickly to Chaput, stolen by Kevin Whitmore. Kevin working both ends of the floor for the Panthers. Mike Smith with it. Mike goes right. Now inside to Eric Brown. He's all alone. It's good for 2.
Nice feed.
22-13. Waterville on top of Morse by 9. Dorian with it. Dishes to Skillings. Skillings over to Chaput. Chaput back to Skillings. Out front to Dorian. Dorian goes in the lane. Dishes back off. And it is good. Shot made by Troy Chaput, the senior. 22-15. Morse trailing by 7. 5:19 remaining in the second quarter. Larry Bobian along with Joe Shimmercharo from the Bath Junior High School. Ball controlled by Waterville's Dave Misner. Misner out front. Now into the corner. Shot is off, no good by Smith. And Hodge will control it, brings it up quickly for the Shipbuilders. He'll go all the way. It's up and off, no good. Gets his own rebound. Dishes it back out, no good again. Waterville controls this board, and coming up quickly for the Panthers is Misner. It's up and off, no good. Misner gets a rebound, and a foul is going to be called against Danny Lounsbury.
And that'll put Tommy Dorian in foul trouble. That's his
Did he
third
call
foul.
that against Dorian or Lounsbury, Joe?
He called it against Dorian. He's going to have to come out. That hurts because he's the best of the point guards. They'll probably change. Skillings will take over as point guard. Right now, Morse is not really playing well. They're within 7 points. I'm surprised it's this close, considering they're not playing well. They're missing the hoop just too much.
Foul shot is short.
That just made it in order to get a second shot.
So Misner will try again. And this one is through the net.
Swish.
23-15. Morse trailing by 8. In the corner is Green. He fires up a rocket, which is good. 23-17. Waterville on top by 6. Misner brings up the ball for the Panthers. Dishes it off now to Brown. Brown goes towards the hoop. Over to Whitmore. Shot is blocked by Hodge. His first of the night. And with the basketball is Redding. Loses loses control, and the ball goes off a Waterville player, and it almost looks as though it was a double dribble against Reading.
But Hodge saved the ball in the defensive zone, and we have a timeout.
Time is called with 4:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Waterville is leading 23-17. Lindelof up with a timeout for the Purple Panthers. Our game this evening is being brought to you in part by the Bath Memorial Hospital, with a tradition of caring for nearly 80 years. And we want to thank each and every one of our sponsors for local high school basketball. We have a full slate of basketball coming up this winter on Casco Cable 13 is AM 730 WJGO Radio, and Casco Cable TV are joining forces this winter to provide you with live high school basketball coverage. And this is something that most of the state of Maine cannot enjoy. One of the few cable systems, if not the only cable system, to provide live local high school basketball, and we're glad that we can do it.
And it's great for the fans.
A full house here at the Bath Junior High tonight, as could be expected.
In fact, we'll give them a little plug. If you want to watch Morse, Brunswick, or basketball, or Mount Ararat basketball, you better get cable TV so you can hear us and watch them.
Absolutely. A full slate of games upcoming. Long bomb from Casey Green. It's no good. Hodge up high with the board. And he is fouled by Joe Jabber. Joe, I'll tell you, Hodge is listed as 6'3", but he plays like 6'7".
He sure does. He's got the leaping ability. He can stuff the ball from right under the basket. And that time, Javer, and that's his first foul. Javer is a good player. He's a physical specimen. Am I saying it wrong?
Yes, again, Joe. I'm going to teach you that name. I'm going to get you with that name.
Hodge
shot is made.
Second. And Morse has pulled to within 5 points. As shabby as they've been playing, they are keeping it close.
Shot is up, and it is no good. 23-18, Waterville leading. Panthers with the basketball. Controlled by Kevin Whitmore. He'll fire off the glass. It's no good. And with the foul,
Jabbar from behind. Jabbar from behind. And that's his second foul, so he picks up 2 quick ones. And Wright will go to the line. Casey Green, little Casey Green in front of him.
The one thing Waterville does not lack is size.
No, they don't. But they don't have the great big people, but 6'2", 6'3" throughout the whole lineup is tall.
Shot by Casey Green is good, and that cuts the lead to 4. Closest Morse has been in quite some time.
Yeah, and the shipbuilders have been nipping away at it little by little.
Green, up and good. So the lead is cut to 3. Waterville on top, 23-20 with 3:55 remaining in the second quarter. Mike Smith bringing up the basketball, trying to get it over the timeline.
Throw it away.
Throws it out of bounds.
And this is what Tom was telling you this morning on the air. Can their guards handle the pressure?
Matt Skillings has it and dishes it off to Casey Green. Casey over to Troy Chaput. Back to Green from 18. It's off the iron and no good. Foul inside, and this one is going to be called
against Morse. Rick Redding and Kevin Whitmore had the position, and he'll go to the line. One of the premier quarterbacks in the Pine Tree Conference next year, Kevin Whitmore. Got great size.
I think what you're going to see as this season goes along, both of these clubs are going to improve on their execution.
They are. I'm really impressed in the first quarter. I really think that Waterville is tiring a bit. The guards have been under the pressure throughout, and they are tiring a little bit. But and their play has become a little sloppy, and they haven't had the shots that they were having in the first quarter.
Whitmore's foul shot is good. He'll have another. Score is 24-20. Waterville on top by 4 with about 3.5 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Whitmore's second foul shot is in. 25-20. Waterville lead back up to 5.
And McGuire, the first sophomore of the season to be in for Morse in a varsity situation.
Chaput drives. Finally is cut off by Misner. Back out to Hodge, and Hodge throws it over to Carley. He wants to shoot and does. Bang!
He does that quite well.
From 18 feet, Joe Carley. Eric Brown, one of the big guys for Waterville, gets it over the timeline, controlled by Mike Smith. Mike being guarded by Skillings. Over to Jarber. Jarber going baseline, throws it up from 10. It's good for Joey Jarber.
Nice shot.
Waterville on top by 5, 27-22. Into the corner, Joe Colley, he's looking to fire, he does again, bang! Colley again, he's had a good first half for the Shipbuilders.
Finally was able to, giving him the room to shoot.
Over the sideline, Joe Jarber, 3-on-1. It's inside and good for Kevin Whitmore.
Nice position. Morse will give that up once in a while where they like that two-man trap.
By 5, Waterville over Morse. The bomb, it's no good. Joe Colley went to the well once too often that time. Ball went off of Kevin McGuire, Dennis McGuire, who played in the JV game.
Right. They need his height right now.
Mike Smith with the basketball and a whistle. And the foul is called against Morse.
Against Gary Skillings for the block, and Smith will go to the line.
Matt Skillings just did not have his feet set in time.
That's true.
So the players will walk to the Waterville side of the court.
And a 5-point lead once again, and trying to add to it will be Mike Smith. And Morse right now, just not the last couple times down, just not moving the ball around.
Free throw is good for Mike Smith.
Smith, a good guard, really. He has thrown the ball away under pressure on 3 or 4 occasions, but who wouldn't?
Score is now 30-24, 2:22 left in this, the second quarter from the Bath Junior High School. Second one is good as well, so the Panthers doing a good job on the foul line here in the first half. 31-24, Waterville lead back up to 7. Morse with the ball. Shot is up and no good for Skillings. It's tipped momentarily by Skillings, but Waterville controls the ball. Misner working against Colley. Over to Kevin Whitmore. Whitmore. Ball is stolen this time by Skillings. Skillings will dish it off to Hodge, but we've got a foul being called.
Smith saved the two-pointer, but he picked up the foul, and that for him, we'll have to wait and see what it turns out to be. But that was a good play. The steal by Gary Skillings and trying to get it to Hodge, the trailer. And that's 3 fouls, and out goes Smith, another kid in foul trouble, and that's 2 of their top guards.
In preseason action, Waterville defeated Westbrook. They lost to Portland by 2 points, but Dickie Whitmore did not play. And in a wild game up in Brewer, Waterville lost to Brewer 106-105. Shot by Waterville is off the iron, no good. Controlled by Matt Skillings with 1:40 left to go here in the second quarter. Shot from Hodge is in and out, no good. Hodge can't buy a basket. 31-24, Waterville leading, pushing the ball up. Whitmore off the iron, no good. Tracy Halliday tries to save it, but can't. And the ball will be controlled by Morse. We were talking to Tracy prior to the ball game.
A nice youngster with a lot of personality. I like him.
He really is. Tracy Halliday, I went to school with his brother Clay just a few years ago. Good family, the Hallidays in Waterville. Hodge with the basketball out front to Chaput. Chaput will drive, now throws it off the glass, and it's good. Nice shot from Troy Chaput from 10 feet out, and that makes it 31-26. Morse trailing by 5, a minute remaining. Brown quickly with the ball, throws it up and off, no good. Hodge gets the rebound. Back and forth the action goes. Skillings stops and is going to be fouled.
Jabar on the foul, and that's 3 on him. Joey Jaber. So they're really getting into the foul trouble. And that's 3 on him. And so they have 3 players in foul trouble, and Morse has 1.
31-26 is our score. We have 56 seconds left in this first half. Shot no good for Skillings. And the basketball will be controlled by Morse.
Yeah, off of, it looked like Whitmore.
Morse inbounds it. Hodge has it. He's looking, puts it up. It's short. Whitmore with the rebound. Quickly bring it up is Tracy Halliday. Halliday will stop. Back out to Whitmore.
They're going to go for the last
42
shot.
seconds left. Lindlof does this a lot. Anytime with a minute or less to go, Lindlof will do this. Play for the last shot. 31-26. Tommy Maines was telling me the other night he expects a 45-second clock to be implemented in high school basketball within the next few years. And I think it might be a good idea. You see a lot of this. Whitmore with the ball. Throws it over now to Misner. Misner being double teamed. Over to Gursky. Gursky to Halliday. Halliday throws it over to Brown. Brown shot is no good. Tipped up and in.
No good. No basket. A foul on Kevin Whitmore. He pushed off on Hodge.
As an official, you can't win. The Waterville crowd is standing, including Judge Morton Brody from Waterville.
Be doggone.
While the Morse fans love the call.
Gary Yeager doesn't want to get caught for speeding up in that way.
No, he doesn't. Watch out, Gary, because Morton Brody, one of the Superior Court justices, is here.
So it will be Hodge on the line as Kevin Whitmore picks up his first foul. No problems there.
31-26, Morse trailing by 5. Hodge dips, shoots, no good.
And they've missed about 10 this half.
Waterville, Whitmore brings it up. He fires long. It's off the rim and no good. So that's the first half in our score. Waterville 31, Morse 26. We'll be back with our halftime show, but this timeout as you listen and hear Casco Cable TV's broadcast of high school basketball as WJTO and Casco Cable team up to bring you basketball this winter.
Tradition of caring, more than just words for Bath Memorial Hospital. A tradition of caring that leads physicians and nurses at Bath Memorial to offer a wide variety of services to the Mid-Coast community. Physician coverage in the emergency department 24 hours a day. Child Development Center. Outpatient services, day surgery, and occupational health are just a few of the many services available. Bath Memorial Hospital, Washington Street in Bath. A tradition of caring for nearly 80 years.
One call from you sets Domino's Pizza in motion. From that moment on, we do everything to make sure your hot, delicious, custom-made pizza is delivered to your door in less than 30 minutes. Domino's Pizza delivers.
Right where you want it to be. Domino's Pizza delivers. One call does it all.
And we're set for our halftime show, and we welcome you if you're just joining us to Casco Cable TV and WJTO's presentation of high school basketball. And we're glad that we could do it. We have 16 games slated for you over the next 2 or 3 months or so, and we hope that you can join us for each and every one of those games as we feature not only Morse High School, but also Mount Ararat and Brunswick, and we also have 3 games on our schedule, so a little bit of everything for you over the course of the next 3 months. Joe? In the first half, our score 31-26 in favor of Waterville, and frankly, Morse did not shoot very well in that first half. If they had shot half decently, they would at least be tied, if not ahead.
Well, they didn't shoot well from the foul line. That is why they are behind. But give Waterville credit. It's been a good, tight defensive game, as the score shows, 31-26. That is a low-scoring game for both of these teams. So it's a credit to both teams that the defense is very strong. But the shipbuilders have really, as you say, they're not the lead. The foul line has been the difference. They've missed about 10 off the foul line, and I think Waterville has missed something like 3 or 4. But Waterville out-rebounded them and really kind of outplayed them, took the play to them in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, they began to tire and wear, and the guards felt the pressure a little bit under that good Morse press. In the second half, it's still anybody's game.
I would think, Joe, that for Tommy Maines, basketball coach at Morse High School, all in all, he has to be considering himself a little bit lucky to be trailing just by 5, considering how Morse has shot this first half. And when you take a look at their foul line shooting, which has just been horrendous in the opening first half. Yeah,
we don't have the official tallies of the score right here with us, but we have to say that Joey Cawley has been the offensive leader. In the first quarter, they pretty well shut him down with tight defense, but in the second quarter, he began to get his shots and he hit. He must have at least 10 or 12, 5-6 baskets.
High school basketball is being brought to you in part by Domino's Pizza of Brunswick. When you need pizza delivered in Brunswick, think Domino's. We are at halftime at the Bath Junior High School. Our score is Waterville 31 and Morse High School 26. Opening game of the season for both of these clubs, and both teams considered to be very, very strong. Waterville in eastern Maine. For Morse, they are in western Maine. Morse's schedule a little bit different this year. They have added Waterville, also Skowhegan. Mount Blue is new to the schedule, as well as Kennebunk.
And Mount Ararat.
And Mount Ararat.
That's five new teams. They dropped Rockland, they dropped Rumford because they dropped to Class B, but they still are playing Madomic Valley, so their schedule is still strong. They play enough teams that win 8, 9, 10 games that I think that they'll make the tournament if they win the games themselves. If they win their share of games, I think that they'll make the tournament, even though they're still in Western Maine.
Most people in Eastern Maine at least think that Waterville will pick up anywhere from 15 to 18 wins, win every single game that they play this year. Of course, it remains to be seen, obviously, but Tommy Maines was telling me just yesterday, as a matter of fact, that he expects Waterville to win 15, 16, 17 games, and with the squad that they have, and considering the depth that they have, you would have to guess that they will at least win probably 15 games. And judging just by the first half, I don't think they played their best half of basketball by any stretch of the imagination, and they have the lead.
We have to say the defenses have really controlled the game. And as you say, Morse shot cold. In the first quarter, I thought Waterville played a good tight defense, but in the second quarter, Morse came back on them and began to wear them down a little bit. As we said, I think that as I said, it's still anybody's game, and I think that I just think that Morse has got to shoot better in this second half than they did in the first half. And of course, fouls are taking their toll. We have 3 players for Waterville, and good players that are sitting on the sideline with 3 fouls. They'll be back in at the beginning of the third quarter. And for Morse, Tommy Dorian's in foul problem, and that hurts their cause also, because he's their best point guard.
You know, I think Tommy Maines will probably come out in the second half, at least I would guess, probably putting a lot of pressure on Waterville, which hasn't seen that good Morse pressure in the first half. Only once or twice did Morse really put the pressure on, and I think once they put the clamps, Waterville may have some trouble bringing that ball up the court.
Well, that is part of Morse's game plan. They press and trap in the backcourt, in the Waterville's backcourt, and as you say, they will do that, and they'll do it consistently throughout the whole second half. And Waterville, they pick you up at half court. They play a half court defense, but their size is intimidating, and Morse is just going to have to move the ball around a lot better, look for the open man, such as they were doing and did in the second quarter. And once again, Cawley and Hodge has got to get more into the offensive flow, and he's got to hit his shots. He stole the ball and made a beautiful from backboard to backboard drive and missed the shot, and a couple inside that he and a couple other players missed. And they don't usually do that, or that doesn't last all the time. They're going to be hitting those inside shots, especially Hodge. He's generally deadly anywhere inside around the basket.
A basketball player like Derek Hodge, you do not hold down for an entire game all that often, and you would expect that Derek Hodge in the second half will be sparking these shipbuilders, and I think once he does that, it's going to help out the entire team tremendously.
Yeah, he's also playing a new position at forward. He played center last year, and he has to learn the moves a lot better. The players have to learn where he's going a lot better to get him the ball more. I don't think he's getting the ball enough, but that, as you say, will improve with time.
Our next game here on Casco Cable 13 will be next Tuesday night, and it should be a good one when Brunswick takes on Mount Ararat. That's next Tuesday night, so we hope you'll join us right here with WJTO Radio and Casco Cable TV. Bring you local high school basketball this winter. Both clubs are on the floor, and we'll take a timeout and come back with second half action as you listen to basketball from WJTO Radio and Casco Cable 13.
It's tucked in, right next door to Newberry. It's not a secret. At J&H Seafood, we have one of the largest selections of seafood available, brought in fresh every day by local fishermen. And our seafood is kept fresh in our large ice case. We also have live lobsters. Our prices are reasonable, and we give our customers the friendly service and attention of a family business.
But what I like best about J&H Seafood is the lobster.
I'm hungry and feel like having something delicious.
So do I. Let's go to Denelli's. I think I'll have pizza.
I think I'll have antipasto.
No, maybe I'll have spaghetti.
You know, the best decision we've made was to eat here at Denelli's.
And Morse High School basketball is being brought to you in part this evening by J&A Seafood of Brunswick. And we want to thank the fine people over at J&A Seafood for sponsoring our telecast this winter as you take a look at some of those that have come here to the Bath Junior High School this evening to watch this game between the Purple Panthers from Waterville High School and the Morse Shipbuilders. For Morse, we will be covering them in a couple of weeks when they take on Coney in what should be another good ball game.
Yeah, and really, if you want to know the truth, Coney could be the surprise. There's very little, I think, between Coney and Waterville or Morse. They could win it all also. They have an excellent team. They've been the state Western champs in the freshman league the last 2 years. They have a center that is about 6'10", so they have a lot of talent, and he's much improved over last season.
Before we start the second half, I think it is appropriate to take a brief moment here to thank each of the athletic directors in our area for allowing WJTO and Casco Cable to provide you with this live coverage of local high school basketball. And I'm speaking of Lee Harriman here at Morse, Gary Heald at Brunswick, and Bruce Kingdon at Mount Ararat. And I think it provides a lot of folks that don't have the opportunity to get out to the various schools to watch basketball, to sit in their living room and take in the action.
We're just about ready to start, and we have excellent seats, speaking of that, thanks to Lee Harriman.
We certainly do, right in the top row here at the Bath Junior High School. 31-26 is our score as we get set to start the third quarter. And as Joe mentioned, new rule this year where the clubs only have a jump ball at the start of the game, then they alternate from that point on, unless there is an overtime, and then they'll jump it back up again. The JV game this evening was won by Morse 67-59 in double overtime. Waterville with the basketball. Kevin Whitmore throws it up off the glass. No good. Jobber gets the board, and it's in for Joe Jobber. So Waterville's lead is now 7, 33-26. Matt Skillings with the basketball. Matt dishes it off, and Troy Chaput has it. The bomb from 20 feet is short. Dick Whitmore will bring it up quickly over to Jobber with the head fake. Now back to Whitmore in the corner to Smith, who fires. It's good. So Waterville 2 for 2 to start the second half. 35-26, Waterville leading by 9. Skillings in the corner to Colley, who had a good first half. Colley inside to Hodge. Watch the shoot, and is closely watched, and a foul being called inside, and it will be called against Mike Smith.
And he'll have to go out because that's his fourth, and they'll need him in the last quarter, that's for sure. So that was a shooting foul, apparently. Derek was going up with a shot, so he'll go to the line. And right now they are back into a 9-point lead and in command of this game early in the third quarter.
7 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in this, the third quarter, and we appreciate you joining us tonight on Casco Cable 13. Foul shot is in for Derek Hodge, 6'3" junior. But as we mentioned earlier, he plays more like 6'7". Second foul shot is good, so that cuts the Waterville lead to 7. Pressure being applied by the Shipbuilders. Whitmore loses the ball. Chaput has it. He's all alone. Layup is good. 35-29 is the score, or 35-30, pardon me. Waterville lead of 5. Whitmore gets through the pressure this time. I think you're going to see more and more Morse pressure this second half. Misner with the ball inside, looking to put it up, finally doing it.
Nice
the big
play.
guys, it's up and good. Kevin Whitmore.
Put a nice fake on Hodge.
Colley drives baseline, can't go anywhere, throws it back out to Skillings. Skillings out to the wing. Now goes over to Hodge. Hodge goes towards the basket, dishes it off. Good pass, and walking with the ball is Chaput, Troy never expected the pass.
No, he didn't. That was a nice pass. That's too bad. He had the position inside.
With the basketball, taking it out of bounds, Eric Brown throws it to Dickie Whitmore, who quickly brings it up. And Whitmore throws it
away, looking for his brother to cut in, and he hadn't made his cut yet.
37-30, the Panthers leading the Shipbuilders by 7. In the third quarter, playing with the basketball is Chaput, drives towards the hoop, dishes it off to Lounsbury, back out to Colley, whose jumper is no good. Foul is going to be called this time against Derek Hodge.
And that won't be a shooting foul. But coming down over his back. So that's 2 on Derek.
Eric Brown takes the ball out for Waterville, throws it to Whitmore, back to Brown. Interestingly enough, even though Brown is about 6'2", 6'3", he handles the ball quite a bit. Whitmore has it, loses it. And a scuffle here on the floor. It's loose, and the official says it's Waterville ball, and the Morse crowd doesn't like it.
Whitmore lost the ball, but he was able to get enough of a piece of it to so that Skillings couldn't control it.
Ball is stolen by Morse. Skillings goes towards the hoop, dishes it off to Hodge, who brings it up. Foul call.
There's that quickness. Morse beating them to the front. They haven't had the ball over the line in the last two times down. So, and that Whitmore had to take a break. He's not feeling up to par yet.
Colley with it from 17. Swish. 37-32. Waterville leading by 5 with 5.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Eric Brown with the basketball. Throws it up. It's stolen by Hodge. Hodge trying to get control. Can't. Ball is loose. Picked up by Skillings. Skillings fires off the rim. No good. Rebound. Goes to Joey Jarber. Jarber to Tracy Halliday. Halliday playing with the ball near midcourt. Gets over the timeline. Throws it away. It'll be Moore's ball. And Kenny Lindloff is upset. He calls a timeout. With 5:14 remaining, Waterville leading 37-32.
That could put Morse to within 3. And he is upset. Listen to him holler.
Kenny Lindloff is. Normally, Kenny is a very quiet type of individual.
They had a 9-point lead, and it's down to 5. And they have thrown the ball away here 6-7 times here in the last minute and a half of play.
Taking a look at the routine being put on by the Waterville cheerleaders. And, Joe, we don't mention the cheerleaders half enough because they put in a lot of work.
They sure do. Not only that, but unlike the players who can make a quick exit when they lose, the cheerleaders are right in the crowd, and they have to stay and face the fans right in the eye. That's the losing side, that is.
That's right. 37-32. Waterville leading Morse. Waterville breaks their huddle. The official holding the basketball, waiting for Morse to come out of their huddle, and finally one of the officials goes over and says, hey guys, let's break it up. Morse will take the ball. Denny Lounsbury throws it in to Matt Skillings. Skillings casually bringing it up in the corner to Hodge. Hodge with a fake, now goes to the basket and it's in. 37-34, Waterville leads cut to 3. Brown with the basketball. He's being pressured. Looking. It is stolen by Morse. Morse pressure affecting Waterville. Colley with it from 20. Swish! So the Waterville lead is cut to 1. And you can feel the tide turning a little bit here. Whitmore has it over to Jarber, who loses control, and the ball will be off of Morse, and Waterville will keep possession of the basketball.
They missed an opportunity for 2 easy ones there. Nice breakup by Morse.
Jarber has it from 10. It's off the iron, no good. Rebound fought for,
and it's Morse's ball. Tie-ups this year are another new rule. They go alternately. This time it's Morse's ball.
And we have a substitution made there. Casey Green goes in for Morse. Skillings being guarded by Misner. Ball dished off to Green. Back to Troy Chaput. Back in the corner to Green, who fires. Good!
Oh. The first time Morse has taken the lead.
Nothing but net, a rainbow goes in.
He likes to shoot, and he's got a good shot from that corner. He's a baseline shooter, and if he gets the opportunity, he'll take it.
Waterville loses it. Ball is loose, controlled by Kevin Whitmore. Goes over to Tracy Halliday. Halliday behind the back to Eric Brown. Eric slows things up a little bit. Into Gursky, now to Whitmore. Off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound. Back up, off, no good. Rebound controlled by Misner. Up, off, no good. But a foul is called.
Yeah, on Dan Lounsbury, he got him on the wrist. So
we expected a dogfight, and that's just what it is.
Yeah, it sure is. Two-shot foul. Boy, that's Morse's quickness, and they're hitting the basket in this quarter, and they cut a 9-point lead to a 1-point lead for themselves.
So a swing of 10 points very quickly in this third quarter. Foul shot is good.
Ties the score at 38 all.
Substitutions being made now for Morse.
Alex Strozier, his first appearance in the game, and Tommy Dorian. Strozier, another good shooter. Morse really can go deep into their bench.
Tommy Main's an artist with using that bench. Foul shot is made, so Waterville regains the lead by a point, 39-38, and coming in now for Morse is Dan Cooper, the 6-foot senior. Strozier with the ball, now over to Tommy Dorian. We haven't called Dorian's name too much here in the second half. Behind the back goes Tommy, now tricky dribbles a little bit. Up at the top of the circle, inside, losing the basketball, but a foul call inside.
Foul against Waterville, but it won't be a shooting foul. And that was
foul called
Peter
on Brown.
Gursky.
Strozier with it in the corner to Green. Green dishes it off to Tommy Dorian. Goes in the middle, back to Strozier to Dorian. Dorian
Nice
working on
defense
Halliday.
right now.
Here's the shot from Green. It is off, no good. The board is controlled by Kevin Whitmore. Nice job underneath for Kevin. Halliday with the ball up to Gursky. Gursky all alone underneath is Misner. It's up and in. All alone was the guard Misner, 41-38. Waterville has a 3-point lead. Strozier closely guarded by Halliday. Strozier gets the ball back. He fires. It's good.
He can do that also. He's a hot shooter. He can give you 6 or 8.
41-40, Waterville leading by a point. Alex Strozier, his first shot of the game, in. Waterville will take it out of bounds.
Right now, Morse really does not have much height in there at all.
Halliday in the middle to Gursky. Gursky up to Brown. Brown throws it over to the wing. Misner has it. Misner being guarded by Dorian. Misner goes to the right corner, inside to Whitmore, and there's a foul. Brown doesn't like it. No. The official was right there, and the foul is called against Danny Lounsbury.
But that's not a shooting foul, so it was a good one to waste.
Both clubs have 3 fouls apiece on them. Remember, it takes 5 to go into the bonus situation. Ball goes in the corner to Halliday. Halliday brings it back out front. Almost stealing it is Green. The ball is loose, and a tie-up, and this ball will go to Waterville.
That's right. Nice tie-up.
41-40, Waterville leading by a point with 2:23 remaining in the third quarter. Tracy Halliday has the ball, now over to Brown. Brown to Whitmore. Whitmore drives inside, and we get a whistle again.
Okay, turnover, 3 seconds.
2 very good officials calling this game tonight, Dana Anderson and Gary Agger. Dorian with the basketball, honored prior to the start of the game, Miriam Neal LaRochelle.
And a foul against Tracy Halliday. And here comes
shot.
Morse with 5 players. This is how deep they go into their bench. Back with their starters. The reserves did a nice job for them while they were in there.
I can't help but thinking that Tommy Maines is really playing a chess game here, giving his players a rest, using them very, very effectively.
Well, that's right, because he can go with 10 different players. And when you're able to do that, kids get a lot of rest, and they have to do that because they play that pressing defense throughout the whole game.
41-40, Waterville leading. Hodge has the ball, goes baseline, puts it up. It's off, no good. Hodge cannot buy a basket tonight. Misner with the ball, gets over the timeline. Gursky has it, back in the left corner to Dickie Whitmore, who's in the game now. Jarber over to Misner, back to Whitmore, who fires from 14. It's in. 43-40, Waterville on top by 3. Matt Skillings will bring it up this time for the Shipbuilders, and he's being guarded by Peter Canellen. Another one of the nice kids on the Waterville squad who we were talking to prior to the game tonight. Shot is up and off, no good by Chaput. Jarber controls the rebound, fires it up. It's stolen and off Troy Chaput.
Yeah.
Troy's a little upset at himself, but he lost his footing.
He made a nice stab at the ball and just couldn't control it. Slipped.
Peter Canellen, a 6-foot senior, throws it in. And Kenny Lindloff is also playing the chess game with his players. Gursky with it, over to Misner. Misner to Jarber now. Jarber over to Dickie Whitmore, inside to Gursky. Turns around and fires. It's good. 45-40. The Waterville lead is back up to 5. Lindloff using his bench just like Maines. The bomb is no good from the right corner from Cawley. Loose ball recovered by Morse. Skillings with it. Throws it over to Chaput, who fires from 15. Swish. Nothing but net on that one. That cuts the lead to 3, 45-42. Morse with a lot of pressure. Jarber's all alone. He drives the lane. It's up. Stopped by Hodge, but the foul is called on Derrick. Crowd obviously doesn't like it.
No, but it was a good call. He was able to grab the ball, but he had grabbed a piece of his hand with it.
One of the things, I noticed Lindloff is up on the sidelines, and one of the rules is that the coaches cannot stray too far.
Yeah, they're not supposed to get up at all, and it's up to the official to call a technical.
And Lindloff is going over to the water cooler to disguise it a little bit. And the foul shot is no good from Jarber. And this rule, I don't think is a very good rule. I'm sure the officials like it, but for a guy like Tommy Maines, it restricts him. For years and years, he's done it. Air ball on the foul shot. Getting back to Tommy Maines, for years and years, he's worked the sidelines, and it's part of the game, and that has been taken away.
Yeah.
45-42, and Waterville has the lead. Skillings throws it up. No good. Rebound controlled by Redding. He puts it up. It's no good. Waterville gets this rebound. And it's going to be called a travel on Dickie Whitmore. He lost control of the ball. We have 34 seconds remaining in the third quarter as you listen and watch local high school basketball from WJTO and Casco Cable 13, and we're glad that we could bring you the action tonight. Morse with the ball out front. Skillings goes left, back out to Joe Cawley.
Tight defense right now, right on him. Come on, you got to make the ball move.
Who with it, goes towards the hoop. Inside, all alone is Redding. He misses the easy one. Waterville with the rebound. 6 seconds remaining. Shot is up and no good. Rebound up and in from Joe Jarber. And that winds up the third quarter.
Boy, that was a good basket and a tough one for Morse.
Certainly was. 47-42. Waterville leads by 5. We'll be back with exciting fourth quarter action in just a moment. You're listening to local high school basketball from WJTO and Casco Cable 13.
A tradition of caring, more than just words for Bath Memorial Hospital. A tradition of caring that leads physicians and nurses at Bath Memorial to offer a wide variety of services to the Mid-Coast community. Physician coverage in the emergency department 24 hours a day. Child Development Center, outpatient services, day surgery, and occupational health are just a few of the many services available. Bath Memorial Hospital, Washington Street in Bath. A tradition of caring for nearly 80 years.
One call from you sets Domino's Pizza in motion. From that moment on, we do everything to make sure your hot, delicious, custom-made pizza is delivered to your door in less than 30 minutes. Domino's Pizza delivers.
right where you want it to be. Domino's Pizza delivers. One call does it all.
Back at Bath Junior High School, Morse had the ball to start the fourth quarter, but they threw it away, and Waterville has it now with Dickie Whitmore controlling the basketball. Waterville leading 47-42. Eric Brown has it. Back out to Whitmore, inside to Jobber. Jobber throws it up, it's off, no good. Board is controlled by Colley. Colley over Dorian, and Dorian carries the ball. Got caught on his shoulder, and there was nothing he could do about it, and Tommy was caught. 47-42, the Panthers on top by 5. Brown takes it out of bounds. Mike Smith controlling it. Has to be careful. He's close to the timeline. Brown back to Smith, now over to Dickie Whitmore. They're looking inside. Now Smith with the basketball. Smith goes inside. Turnaround is up and in. Good for Kevin Whitmore. When Kevin posts low, he's awfully tough to stop. 49-42. Waterville is up the lead to 7 now on the Shipbuilders. Colley with it. Now into the left corner. Back out to Hodge. Hodge looks to shoot. Does. It's good. Waterville lead cut to 5. 49-44. Mike Smith with it. Under some pressure. Jobber with the ball now over the timeline. Puts it to the floor once. Gives it over to Mike Smith. Smith working on Joe Colley. Smith throws it up. It's short. No good. Rebound controlled by Morse. With the basketball. Now driving and off a Waterville player. So Morse will have the ball.
Good tight defense right now by both squads.
Back and forth the action tonight. Basically what we expected. With the ball, Morse. Colley has it 20 feet away. Over to the wing. Ball is lost inside now, and Kevin Whitmore has it.
They're stuck in the middle, and Morse just cannot get in there.
So Dick Whitmore will play with the ball a little bit and bring it up. Good ball handler. But he's been out with mononucleosis. Over to Mike Smith. Smith now to Eric Brown. Eric looks inside, finds Dick Whitmore. Dick puts it to the floor, into Kevin. It's good. 51-44. Kevin posted low, as I said earlier, is tough to stop. Joe Colley looking things over. The top of the circle. Skilling's back to Colley, who fires. It's good. Nothing but net that time for Joe Colley. 51-46. Waterville on top by 5. Waterville has had the lead most of the ball game.
Now Whitmore is calling to come out. He's tired.
But I'll tell you, that shows Whitmore has a lot of presence out there to ask to be taken out.
Well, he's doing a good job.
Waterville gets the ball. Misner controlling it. He's caught right at the timeline. Gets it over to Brown, who loses control. Ball is loose. Now Morse has it. They throw it up. Colley goes baseline, fires from 15. It's good. Joe Colley is hot right now with the score of 51-48. Waterville on top by 3. A lot of pressure. Foul being called on Hodge.
Oh, boy, that's a real tough one because that's 4 on Derek. And Derek took a gamble, and he lost. He got caught with a foul.
Hodge coming out of the game. Cooper has gone in.
Boy.
And going to the foul line for Waterville will be Mike Smith. Our score is 51-48. We have 5:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. We'll keep a close eye on the clock for you.
Smith, a good foul shooter.
He dips, he shoots. It's good. 52-48. Waterville on top by 4.
Dan Lounsbury replaces Dennis McGuire for Morse.
Three dribbles, now 4. Takes a breath, fires. It's good. 53-48. Waterville leads by 5. And Dorian with the ball at the top of the circle. Looks in, drives in the left corner. Shot is up, off, no good. Board controlled by one of the smallest guys on the court, Dave Misner. Brings it up quickly, loses control, now gets it back to Mike Smith. Mike goes right, stops, over to the left to Misner. Misner inside, a Jobber puts it off the glass and in. They're looking inside all the time now, Joe.
Yeah, well, they're hitting Whitmore and Shaver inside, and they're controlling the inside.
55-48, 55-50 now. Shot is good from Dorian. Eric Brown over the timeline. And we get a blocking foul going to be called on Matt Skillings. Matt didn't like the call, but he wasn't set in time. So Waterville on top by 5, and they'll go to the foul line.
Trying to add to it. And that's 4 on Gary Skillings.
Morse has 5 fouls against them, and Waterville has just 4. Hodge comes out of the game for Waterville.
And Hodge comes back in for a Lounsbury. And it's really right now, Waterville is in control. I would say if they drive against Hodge, he really can't stop it unless he gambles the foul.
To the floor is Brown. Free throw is good. Waterville has been very sharp from the charity stripe tonight. It's 56-50. The Panthers lead by 6. To the floor. He looks, fires, off, no good. Rebound is going to be controlled by Colley. Colley all the way to the hoop. It's off, no good. Goes off Derek Hodge, and Waterville will control the ball. 56-50, 4.5 minutes remaining in the ball game. Dickie Whitmore is back in after taking a breather. He loses it. Under the pressure. So Dorian will take it out of bounds. Calls for the break. Looking for someone now into Hodge in the right corner. Hodge will have much better nights as the season wears on. Cooper with the ball now, back out front. Dorian to the wing, goes to Skillings, who throws it up. It's off, no good. Cooper with the board. He's stuffed underneath. Skillings gets it and throws it in. 56-52, Waterville by 4. Skillings was in the right place at the right time. Whitmore gets it over the timeline. Misner throws it up. It's off the rim, no good. Rebound controlled by Morse. Morse trailing by 4. Hodge all alone. It's up and in. 56-54. And let's see, we got Hodge called against Waterville.
Offense. Boy, that was close. And Hodge is on the deck, but Whitmore commits his 5th foul. And the Waterville fans are wild. Boy, what a call by Dana Anderson. That was really a tight one.
56-54, and pandemonium has broken loose at the junior high school in Brown. Waterville fans are on their feet. We don't want to repeat what they're saying. Dorian throws it over to Skillings. Off, no good. Controlled by Gursky for Waterville. Up to Brown. Brown over the timeline. Waterville fans want a foul called, and finally they get a foul.
Crowley on the foul. That was a good call. He grabbed him by the hands.
Don't leave the living room now. 56-54. Waterville on top by 2 with 3 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the game.
That's 4 on Colley, so he's also in foul trouble. So I'd say it's been a good game of calls. Both sides have really done a lot of fouling.
Brown getting himself set. Throws it up. It's good. 57-54. I'll tell you, so if Waterville wins this game, it'll be from the free throw line.
Yeah, they've made a lot of them. Haven't missed very many.
Brown once again. The shot is up. It's in and out. No good. Hodge with the rebound. Outlet pass. Goes to Dorian, to Skillings, back to Dorian. Dorian will drive, and the foul called on Misner.
Now they're in the bonus situation.
57-54 is our score. And at the foul line is going to be Tommy Dorian. Tom, a 6-foot junior.
And that's on Smith, that's 3. Misner.
Dorian. It's up. It's good. 57-55.
Still anybody's game.
Waterville leads by 2. This is Larry Bovine along with Joe Shermataro. WJTO and Casco Cable bringing you local high school basketball. Foul shot no good this time. Misner gets the rebound, breaks from the pack. It's 2-on-1. Misner to the hoop. It's short. Hodge has the rebound. Morse could tie it up with a bucket here. Hodge with the ball, gets himself under control. And Joe Colley has it. He goes to the hoop, throws it up. It's good. We're tied at 57. Just what we expected. Back and forth. Pressure being applied by Morse. Waterville breaks it. Gursky has it. Throws it. All alone is Whitmore. It's off. No good. Foul called on Dorian. And down on the floor, hurt is Matt Skillings.
Yeah.
And it looks as though Matt hurt his head. Somehow he banged the floor very, very hard. And he's all right. Getting up slowly.
He's all right.
He's played a good ball game.
Yes, he sure has. And Tommy Dorian picked up his fourth. So what a ball game.
Well, you're seeing two of the better teams in the state of Maine here tonight. And they're living up to the billing. 58-57, Waterville regains the lead. Kevin Whitmore.
Low-scoring ball game. A tribute to both defenses.
Whitmore puts it up again. It's good. 59-57. We have 2:43 left to go in the ball game. Skillings with it. Goes to the top of the circle. Now goes left. Skillings stops. Back out front to Joe Colley. Joe working on Brown. Now fires. It's good. From 18 feet, Joe Colley. Once again tied at 59. Waterville breaks the pressure. Eric Brown over to Mike Smith. 2:10 remaining. Gursky with it. Throws it up. It's off the mark. No good. Rebound controlled by Waterville. Misner throws it up. It's no good. Foul called inside on Skillings. Wow, 2:06
his
remaining.
fifth foul, so he'll have to go out. And Morse calls a timeout with the score 59 all.
Break in the action, 2:06 remaining. Here in the fourth quarter, 59 all. The JV game went into double overtime tonight.
Okay, that's only 3 on Skillings. Well, it's a tough game. Defenses are really dominating, and right now, Waterville doesn't have Joey Jaber in there, and he's their top rebounder. And I don't know if I said it right or not.
No, Joe, you're caught again.
He's a top rebounder, and he's also good with that ball inside to put it in the hoop. I don't know how much longer he's going to save him. 2:06 to go. I would think he's going to put him in.
What do you think Tom's saying right now in that huddle?
Well, I would imagine he's saying, if you have the good shot, take it, and if you don't, try and move it around and get the free man. And really, they have not found Derek Hodge too much at a forward position tonight. I've seen him hanging around in the corner. I've seen him playing to the center a lot. And a forward generally plays more toward the corners. And he has been playing more toward the center like he played center last year.
Getting set to step up to the foul line is Dave Misner, a junior guard for Waterville. Misner puts it to the floor 3 times and puts it up, and it is in. Hit the front of the rim, went to the back of the rim, and finally fell through. Everyone on the edge of their seats right now. Foul shot is up, and no good. The rebound controlled by Hodge. Up to Chaput, 60-59. Waterville by a point. Waterville has led most of the way this evening. Skillings with it now. Over to Chaput. 1:50 remaining in the game. 60-59. The Panthers leading the Shipbuilders by a point. Colley has the ball. Looks. Back over to Skillings.
Defense tight inside. The Shipbuilders can't get in.
Joe Colley. Working on Brown, throws it up. It's off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound, controlled by Misner. Ball is loose, now picked up by Mike Smith. Throws it deep, up to Brown. Loses it, and Morse recovers with 1:20 left. Waterville leading by has it out in front to Dorian. Dorian looks over the court. He's cool. Into Hodge. Hodge looking around, puts it on the floor, throws it up, it's in! 61-60.
Jabbar back in the game.
Well, Morse hasn't had the lead too many times tonight, but they do right now. We're getting down to crunch time. 50 seconds remaining. 61-60. Ball is loose. Morse has it. Hodge has it. Up and in.
Timeout, Waterville. Timeout, Waterville.
Holy smokes! What a turnaround!
Well, they kept clawing and coming back, and now they got a 3-point lead.
63-60. Morse comes back late in the game and has taken the lead.
What a ball game. It's everything that the fans could have wanted, and this game has been looked forward to since the end of football season by all Morse basketball fans.
Tommy Main is going to insert Rick Redding and Dan Lounsbury, his two big kids, looking to get the board.
The rebounds, they need the rebounds.
What a turnaround here in the final couple of minutes. It's been back and forth most of the night.
But that was a great play by Tommy Dorian on the steal, stayed on the floor and just threw it in the air to Derek Hodge, who was whistling by, and he went to the hoop and put it in on a layup.